How Duolingo made me create my own application for learning languages. So it was back in 2015. I was living in Odessa in Ukraine, and it was some months before the end of the year, and I decided to strengthen my French knowledge. And I was searching for an application in Google Play which would help me. So I was testing. Or I tested more than 110 applications. At the end, there were some favorites, but I somehow decided to use Duolingo. What was the reason? I can't remember, but maybe it was the amount of downloads or something like that. So I started learning French with the help of German because I know German the best, maybe, and it's more exact than English regarding the formal and genders and so on. So I thought this was the best option. Um, I was learning every day. My streak was broken all the time because I made lessons sometimes before midnight, sometimes I made them after midnight, and then I just dropped it. Um, until the end of the year, I finished all lessons there were. Everything was colored golden. That means I made all the lessons. But already while I was learning, I realized that it doesn't work. So uh, it was getting on my nerves that I had to answer the questions. I mean, I had to translate from French to German, and I was punished for mistakes in German, which I was not learning at all. And for me, it was just a waste of time. Why should I answer or type answers in German or translate to German when I was learning French? This was one of the biggest things. The other thing was that I had to learn phrases that I will never need in my life. Also, most of the words. Uh, So I just don't get why there are such sentences, because when you have to leave or go to a country where the language you're learning is spoken, you need to know how to order the menu, how to order food, how to order cafe, how to ask for things in the store, how to ask for way, how to buy tickets and so on, and not why the elephant is smoking pot. So it's really useless. Um, so these were the biggest things, and there was also one motivation, because it's still the best to learn a new language with the help of the language of your native language, because that's the language you know the best. And since Duolingo wasn't supporting Slovenian, it's also not supporting all learning all languages from all languages. This was only also one motivation to create an app that would support this. And then I, of course, remembered my application, which I was using to learn French, no, Russian, some years ago, where it was text-based, so you got the sentence of word that you had to type in your target language. If you didn't know the answer, you could use a hint. If the hint still didn't help you, you could use the hint once again and once again until the whole answer was revealed. And then you still had to type it, because this was part of the learning process. Uh, so this was basically the whole application, and we did. There was also no pronunciation, so I was learning Russian, where pronunciation is quite important, because words are written different than they are spoken, and it's not like French or German, where once you know how to read, you don't even know, or you don't even need pronunciation, because it's in most cases read the same way. but with Russian it's a little bit more difficult because an O can be read O or A, depends on if the syllable is uh, stressed or not. So I was learning Russian with it, and I didn't know how to pronounce words. But when I was talking to people, and when the people didn't understand me, I just made another syllable stressed and tried to say the same word again. And if they understood me, I realized, okay, this is the correct way to pronounce it, and that was it. So I just switched to another pronunciation, and that was it. So I dig up this application with which I was learning Russian. Uh, I prepared my own examples for learning French. I decided that I will learn French from Slovenian to French. So I prepared such examples, and I started learning. So after about 2 weeks, I also ported the application from one platform to Java because Java was the base for Kotlin or whatever. This application could also be used for the Android application. So I was using it for maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, and I'm sure I learned more French in those 2 weeks than in 6 months in Duolingo. So then I decided that I have to create my own app, which will really help people and not only make them think that they are learning. I don't know. I still can't understand that people are have a streak of 1,000 days and they don't know much. Uh, I think with normal usage of Qlango for 3 months would be enough to get around in that country and talk to people normally. With 6 months, in 6 months, I don't know. You can go on a date. You can do almost everything. So I just don't get it how people don't understand that learning in Duolingo for 3 years and they still don't know anything. That's the problem of duplication, and not their fault. So that's how everything began. I invite you to download Qlango and try it yourself. If you have any questions, you can write to our support. Uh, it's me personally answering all questions on all channels. So I will be glad to help you if you have any questions.